Good morning. It's Wednesday, July 9th. This is the Automotive State of the Union. I'm Paul J. Daly. This is Kyle Mountsier. Today we're talking about Toyota helping out with this tragedy in Texas, EV battery reboot, and a really impressive / scary government level deep fake. Whoa. That actually happened. Yeah. Spoiler alert, Elon Musk isn't a real person. I'm just kidding.
Nor is Steve Greenfield.
No,
well, actually, I've met him in person, so he's a real person.
Absolutely, that's or a really convincing humanoid robot. Very convincing.
That's true. Yesterday, there was something in the, we have a LinkedIn newsletter that's, similar but different to our daily email. But there was something about how Steve Greenfield and sleep and things like that. And I just said, I've heard that he only sleeps on planes. Actually, he doesn't actually go to sleep in a bed. So, which is probably, I wouldn't sleep with a house full of cats either. I would be afraid for my life.
Can never trust a cat.
You can't trust a cat.
Can't trust a cat like you can trust a dog. Just saying. Today at 2 p.m. Eastern, today we have our next Soto Edge webinar coming up. This is Smart Customer Transportation Management with Uber for Business. We're sitting to talk with Stephen Chapman, talking about, we've said this, how you can leverage this platform to move people and items in and out of your location without investing a single dollar in infrastructure. I can't think of a better value proposition than that, like why you wouldn't try it and why you wouldn't implement it. But come check it out. Go to asotu.com, sign up for the webinar so you can be with us live, or you can get the recording to follow up on it. And I hope some people find some really good solutions to help solve a little bit of that service drive pain when people are standing around staring at you. There's that should be the real value proposition. What would you pay to not have a customer staring at your service advisor, waiting for their work to be done? That's the real value prop.
That's the real question.
I mean, efficiency goes through the roof.
It's the most hilarious thing. Like that customer that keeps peeking over, just like this. And you're like, are you going to fall over actually?
Yeah. Just waiting for my tire rotation.
Just waiting for my tire rotation. That's all it is. It's great.
What else is going on today?
We released yesterday a new Auto Collabs episode with Twee Adamatis of Mia. Probably one of the most fun conversations we've ever had on Auto
Fast
Collabs.
Friends.
You can search for Auto Collabs on any podcast platform. It'll be the first thing that comes up, or in the Google machine, or on the YouTube. If you want to check out the video version, those are always a lot of fun. If you got a few minutes to kind of drop it up on your second screen on the computer.
Yes. Yeah. All right, let's talk about some news. Come on. Starting off today with a really great example of the power of the retail auto industry when tragedy strikes. Following the catastrophic flooding in Texas, Toyota is stepping up big for its home state, pledging over $600,000 in aid to support the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund and various on-the-ground recovery efforts. Toyota Motors North America is joining forces with Toyota Financial Services, Gulf States Toyota, and Southeast Toyota, as well as Toyota dealers nationwide. On top of the $600,000, Toyota Motors North America is going to match contributions up to $10,000. So anyone who contributes to this, they're matching up to $10,000 for eligible Toyota and Lexus dealers donating to flood relief charities, and doubling all U.S. team member contributions.
Come on now.
So they are relief is including financial assistance, donation drives, payment relief for impacted customers, which is so easy to forget in situations like that. Right? Like everyone lost their cars, their houses, and everyone, guess what's coming in the mail or on the email, right? Your next payment is due. So payment relief, super practical. Here's a quote from Toyota Motors North America CEO Ted Ogawa. He said, when disasters like this occur, it's important to help our neighbors and communities in their time of need. And by the way, that $600,000 was raised over 4th of July weekend. That's over a holiday weekend, folks.
Come on. It's so good. I mean, here's the thing. If you're a Toyota dealer and you didn't know about this, make sure and get involved. Obviously, SET, GST are both involved with Toyota Motor North America, the Toyota Financial Services side of stuff. It's an easy way to get involved. Hey, and if you have a group that has a Toyota dealership that can make this a lot easier, right? Like funnel all your funds through that donation profile, because that duplication of funds in the match, that's like an easy way. Like even if you're not a Toyota dealer and you have a group that has a Toyota dealer in it, go to that general manager, go to the dealer principal and ask, how can you help? This is like, you would have actually surprised me more if you would have said nobody's doing anything about it. in auto.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's
because
funny
in auto, this is just like the norm,
in auto, it's the norm. Texas, it's the norm. Anne Marie on our team over the weekend was helping to put together relief packs. They were driving them down to where they were needed, like not just the auto industry, but Texas, but the auto industry leading the charge. No surprise, but it's good for all of us to remember it, and good for us to remind ourselves of who we are, what our obligations are to this country and our neighbors and the communities that, really support us. Support them. You can't separate it. You can't separate the retail auto industry from the community. Impossible. It's literally impossible.
You're gonna make me start preaching.
Let's go.
And we're gonna be 7 minutes in to this show. I mean, we are integrated into the very fabric of this country. The second largest industry in the country, largest retail industry in the country, and it's like one on every street corner type thing, more than Walgreens. So we're just so deeply integrated. Like, get involved, and I'm telling you, people will ask if dealerships ever went away. They would wonder why they went away, and it just won't happen because we're too deeply integrated.
Yeah, delivery centers, franchise, that's not going to cut it.
Doesn't matter.
Need a dealership.
You need a dealership.
All right. I was going to say, speaking of needing a dealership, not a good segue for this story.
Not a good segue.
But I'm just going to.
Okay.
So we did talk about this story. So we covered this company when they were first getting going regarding EV battery recycling. And it was fun to see this pop up today and be like, oh, that's what they've been up to. Redwood Materials, led by former Tesla co-founder JB Straubel, is giving EV batteries a second life, this time fueling the AI revolution with renewable power. In the Nevada desert, Redwood built a 12 megawatt. What is this? I can't even read the 12 megawatt over 6.
It's hold on.
I'm trying to figure out
63 megawatt hour.
63 megawatt hour. Yeah.
Okay, great. So you think of 792 repurposed EV battery packs from automakers like Toyota, GM, and VW, which is basically enough to power 4,000 homes continuously for 5 hours. So that's just in the battery storage represented by these. They're not recycled. They're repurposed battery packs. You take it out of the car, you put it into their little system here. So they've used it now to power an AI data center using only a 33-acre solar array. No connection whatsoever to a power grid. No permits needed. No backup generators. It is all sun turning the energy stored in battery packs that came out of cars that are now powering an AI data center. AI data centers projected to consume 12% of all U.S. electricity by 2028. Wow. Oh my goodness. Second life batteries, what they're calling these, are gaining traction as a scalable, fast way to deploy storage. Redwood expects to deliver over 5 gigawatts of repurposed storage capacity in the next 12 months. The CEO said you can deploy this very fast and will absolutely see much larger deployments. Since they're powering, well, I'll let you. What do you think about?
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing because one of the questions has been, what do we do with these EV batteries when they reach like half-life, or when a vehicle's in an accident that maybe the battery isn't impacted and the battery can still be used. Repurposing these things and then targeting them toward the thing that is grabbing up the most of our grid right now, which is AI data centers. Absolutely savvy play, and a lot of automakers are utilizing AI. So you kind of had this like full circle, recognition of like, we need power, we can repower these things, we can recharge these things. Right,
because
people be smart, man.
And there's this combination of like, there's all these technologies and people working on how do you recycle the battery materials. And in the article, he's talking about how the actual step towards moving toward a more carbon neutral or a more sustainable energy source, we can't go right to recycle. We have to go to reuse first. And you think about this in every area of life, even like clothing, right? If you can give clothing a second life, it takes way less energy and effort than it does to recycle what's recyclable and then manufacturing that into something new. With batteries, I think that the real kind of important dynamic is space, right? How much space does it take? Because you figure a battery comes out of a car, maybe it has 60% of its, right? So in order to get back to like what that battery would have produced, you would need to add more space, right? More of those batteries to equal the same storage capacity. If you have space, which they do in the Nevada desert, it takes that out of the equation.
Space.
Yeah. No, a little bit, but I think it's really interesting that this space. I think about how this
I lost
isn't.
you.
You did.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry. And now I'm thinking of Nick Askew and all the things.
Right.
I think that the fact that this isn't connected to the grid, there are no backup generators. For me, that's amazing. Like there's no connection because you think of a decentralized power grid and how actually beneficial that is to overall energy security, right? Like you're not relying on a power grid, or you start to have these battery centers all over the country where they're just charging via solar. They're putting power into the grid.
Yo, we should be going into other countries, finding batteries that are dying from all these Chinese manufacturers and creating energy independence with their repurposed batteries.
Come on, that's a silly idea.
We're heading
over. Well, since they're powering an AI data center, speaking of AI,
segue.
Today's main event story.
Main event AI. The new wave of AI voice cloning fraud has hit an alarming milestone, impersonating a U.S. Secretary of State. The attack duped global leaders and required just seconds of audio. In June 2025, a clone voice of Marco Rubio was used to contact 5 officials via Signal. Victims included a U.S. governor, a member of Congress, and 3 foreign ministers. FBI warnings have cited a surge in AI-driven impersonation scams since April. Past heists include $243,000 from a UK energy firm, $35 million from a UAE bank.
Whoa.
Deepfake losses could hit $40 billion by 2027. The stat is crazy. Humans can only detect fake voices about half of the time. This is wild. It's not a matter of if you're going to get scammed, but when. Security experts are warning.
Okay, so I think it is definitely getting harder. We have a pretty attuned ear because I think part of our profession, right, is like we just listen to human voices. So everybody does, yeah. But we critically listen to human voices all day. And so it's probably a little easier for us to pick them out. And I have to say, like, I've been seeing stuff now where I'm like, I'm like, oh, that was AI.
You start to question it. It's going to get, I mean, and think about this. You couldn't even do that 7 months ago.
No, not, oh, no.
And now you're wondering if it's real or not. Like,
right. And
it's
so
not going to be
I think
hard.
that number is just going to be, and so the way this boils down to, I think everyday operators, so auto dealers, and even in your own family safety and security, is like, how do we find a way to 2-factor authentication someone's voice? And one of the suggestions, and Kyle, you and I have talked about this, and even, you know, me and my family talked about having a code word that if anyone is suspicious, right, it's like, what is the code word, or what is the phrase, or what is the thing that you say that everyone knows, like, okay, this is it. In your business, especially if you're a leader, your people are going, they've probably already gotten emails from you saying like, hey, I'm in a meeting. Can you get some gift cards for me? Right. And that's just out of character usually. So people are like, I don't know. But if it's a phone call, a voicemail, whatever, it's like
a video call, like literally a Zoom setup.
Right. Yeah. One of these scams that they talked about in UK energy firm, they wired $35 million of payments because the CFO showed up on a Zoom call that wasn't the CFO. And so, and so like having some kind of protocol for saying like, if it involves money, if there is a layer of financial investment, like what is either a word that you use or a protocol that you use to make sure that it's verified, or just tell your people, if you're ever like, if I ever ask you to send money, you need to send me a text message.
That's right.
And I have to confirm that it's me. Right. Just very simple, low tech versions of 2FA on the voice. But this is coming. It's only a matter of time before we hear about this, like messing up a car deal or fraudulently getting a car approved. Right. There's just nothing.
Yeah, I would say like if your IT department isn't figuring out how to send more and more phishing style scams, not just email phishing, into your workplace, you should ask them about that. You should be figuring out how to send, like actually replicate these levels of scams into your organization so that people understand.
Stress test it.
And stress test it. Yep. It's not just about email phishing anymore. Phishing is happening across different mediums.
That's it. I'm making one. I'm gonna try to phishing attempt, Kyle. to buy me something, but it's actually going to be me.
It's going to be you.
A LinkedIn user. I'm sorry, we don't know who said this because it didn't come through on the stream. It's not the voice you have to listen to. It's tone, inflection, and cadence. Everyone has a manner of speaking that AI can't fully replicate. So there you go. A little tip from the community. Kyle and I were joking, if someone had tried to deepfake our voices and they use like the podcast, we're like, yeah, we talk a lot different in meetings than we do in a podcast. We would show up to this meeting asking people to wire funds or something urgent, and we'd be like, all right, so here's what we're gonna do, everybody. You're gonna wire me some money and you're gonna do. It's not how
everyone would know.
But in like a meeting, like we're very kind of actually a lot more reserved and quiet.
Yeah.
We do a lot more listening in meetings.
Lots more listening. Oh, man.
I think we did enough.
I can't wait till we do our own phishing scam on each other.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, and we'll record it all and show the world. So look, whatever you're doing, whether you're helping people, whether you're watching out for phishing scams, you can do one thing, and that's take care of one another. Focus on that.